it's Lucie Fink and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today it is finally time to give you a tour of my office. As you might know, a few months ago we moved into this 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment, and as you probably saw in a recent video of mine, I recently left Refinery 29, so I'm no longer a full-time employee there, which means I work from home a lot. And that's why having a second bedroom in our apartment that I could turn into an office space was really important for me. I do a lot of filming at home. I really wanted a shooting studio where I can film videos just like this with a very nice backdrop. I also feel like because I work from home so often, it is kind of nice to walk into a room and know that this is your work room so that I don't have to use my kitchen, living room, or bedroom for things like doing work. In my old apartment, I used to just do work all over at the kitchen table, in my bed, and I find that's not really good for having a sane mind because then when I get in bed and I try to go to sleep, I'm still kind of in work mode. So having this separate space that's all about work and all about color and inspiration was very, very important to me. And I'm so excited to finally unveil it to you and show you what we've done with the place. This office, but also pretty much my entire apartment, was decorated in collaboration with my mom. You might remember from an older video of mine that my mom is an interior designer, so when we moved, of course I knew I was going to pick her brain and use her to help make this place as beautiful as possible. She has incredible style, she's really good at mixing and matching patterns and colors, and personally I love everything she's done with our childhood home, so I knew that it would be great to use her for this apartment. I know that I haven't shown you guys my living room or the bedroom or even some aspects of the kitchen yet, so stay tuned because I am going to film an entire video for this channel showing you the furnished apartment tour. You might remember from my empty apartment tour video that when I first came into this office, it was just an empty blank canvas. It's a pretty small room. I'll pop up the measurements right here. You also might remember that this room has built-in bookshelves, and I'm really excited to show you all the things we've done with them. So let's just start from the beginning. When you first walk into this room, there is a little bit of a hallway. On the right side, there's a really long closet that we've stored a lot of shooting equipment in. We also put some other storage items in there, things like our tools, boxes of things that we want to keep, old notebooks, and stuff like that. And then because each closet in the apartment has double height, in the top we put all of our suitcases. Both Michael and I got 3 new suitcases each from our wedding registry, so we have stored them all in a line on the top closet. On the left side of the entry hallway, we put up these really minimal world maps. There's 3 frames in a row, so the left photo is Asia and Australia, the middle photo is North America and South America, and then the right photo is Europe and Africa. Our plan is to buy little circular stickers and put dots on all of the places that we've been together or plan on going as a couple. Then once you get to the end of the short hallway, you're in the room. On the right-hand side, you'll see the ladder shelf desk that we got from West Elm, and on the left-hand side, you will see our futon as well as the gallery wall that we've displayed behind it. There are so many little details in here, so I want to give you a closer look at each aspect of the room. Let's start on the right with the ladder desk. I knew that I loved this desk because of the minimal look of it. It's pretty much just dark solid wood with white wood. It's pretty much leaning against the wall, although we did mount it to make sure that it doesn't slip back. And even though the desk itself is very sleek and minimal, I didn't want it to be empty. I wanted to fill this desk up with little pieces that are meaningful to me, bright pops of color, and things that are gonna make me smile. So if you really look around the shelves, there's a lot to look at here, but here are some things you'll find. Crystals all over the place. I used to collect crystals in my old apartment. If you remember correctly, these triangular wooden pieces are a DIY piece that I actually made myself and painted myself for an episode of Try Living with Lucie a few years back. In our old apartment, they were hanging on the wall, but here they're just displayed on the desk. And then on the inside, I just tucked away some brightly colored crystals. If you peek around the desk some more, you'll also see some candles in different shapes and sizes. I have some fun little pieces that my mom picked up for me, like this really, really cute light bulb that if you turn on, it glows orange. There's also some photos of me and Michael, as well as photos of me and my sister. Some watercolors that I painted myself. My YouTube plaque, of course, which has to go in this room because this is my filming room, and just some other little things that are meaningful to me. This little handmade rainbow book that says All That Really Matters with our wedding date on it was a gift from my friend Colette, and if you actually open it inside, there are photos of me and Michael. I have a reminder that says sleep solves everything. Just a little note to self when I am in here grinding away at 9 p.m. What else do I have? I have have some pretty rocks. I have a sign that says Lucy and Michael that we put up at my bridal shower. We have a printer in the lower right-hand corner, which is very functional, and just a few desk supplies out on the desk. I try not to keep too much cluttered on the desk because we do have this entire bin on the left-hand side of the desk, which is filled with markers and colored pencils and regular pencils and all of my bullet journal supplies and my painting supplies. I put this together during 5 days of organization and I've kept it intact ever since. Also on the left-hand side of the desk, you will see the 2 cork boards that I put up recently. As of now, there are only 2 things tacked up there. One is a custom watercolor illustration from our wedding, and the other is an astrological poster for my sign, Leo. And I do plan to put a flipping calendar on this, or also maybe use it to help organize all my projects. I'm not exactly sure what I plan to do with the rest of these cork boards, but if you have any suggestions, comment below. And the right-hand side of the desk is where the built-in bookshelves are. And we have a ton of books and we're always getting more books, so we tried to color coordinate into the 4 main colors: black, white, blue, and then orangey, yellowy. Anything that's beneath that is something that didn't really fit into the color scheme well, but books we still want to keep. And I would highly recommend organizing your books by color if you want to smile every day, because when I look at that shelf, it just makes my mind feel organized and clear. Also tucked up next to the bookshelf, you'll see my camera tripod, which I use all the time, so I like to keep it readily accessible. And now we can move on to the left side of the room, which is the wall you're seeing behind me. Walked in, this wall obviously had no wallpaper on it and it was just a big open white wall. It was my mom's idea to put wallpaper on just one wall in the room, just to add a pop to that side of the room and make it interesting without making it overwhelming and having wallpaper all around. In the description box, I'm going to put the link to this exact wallpaper. I love this wallpaper. It was peel and stick, so it's not actually permanent. We can peel it off really easily, almost like a decal. I will say it was not an easy thing to put up. I didn't do it myself. We did hire a wallpaper professional to put it up, and they found it was difficult to do just because there's a lot of scraping to get all the air bubbles out. That being said, it's done and it looks incredible. These are 12-foot ceilings, so I wouldn't have wanted to try to attempt this myself, but I absolutely love the way it came out, and I love the pink and orange look. It just adds a nice pop of color to the entire room. And then pretty much this entire gallery wall that you're seeing behind me was created in collaboration with Etsy. So not everything is from Etsy. There are a couple of paintings that my mom painted herself, a couple of vintage frames that came from my parents' house, and also a couple of other pieces that I've grabbed from other spots along the way. But the hexagon wooden pieces, the triangular wooden pieces, the hanging shelf with the wood base, and the bronze air plant holders are all from Etsy. So it's not like you're buying something from a factory that's pumping out one after the other. These are handmade items, and once they get to your door, you can just see how much love and attention to detail went into them. And it feels so good to know that my wall is decorated with all of these individual handmade pieces. I'm gonna put a link in the description box below for all of the Etsy items that you're seeing on this wall. The 2 vases that you're seeing on the wall are also from Etsy. The rainbow one with the golden arches, and then also the pinched skinny arch one. Both of these were handmade and handcrafted, and they add so much creativity to the room. Along the windowsill in the back of the room, you'll see 4 planters. These are 4 plants that I potted during 5 days of indoor gardening, and they look so good. They've thrived in the light. My hope is to add more and more plants as time goes on, because having pops of natural greenery around your space is always a good idea. And I am actually filming this vlog right now before I put a lot of the wall plants in, but I'm gonna show you close-up footage right now of some of the plants that I've added since filming this part. We are still considering whether or not we want to get a rug in here. We initially bought a rug, but then when I laid it out and I saw it next to the futon, I didn't love the color combo. So now I'm still wondering if maybe I get a yellow rug, maybe an orange rug, maybe just something natural. I'm not sure yet. Let me know if you would recommend a rug. I could always use your design expertise. And we did want to make sure that it was suitable to be a second bedroom as well as just an office. So that's why the futon that we got from Urban Outfitters does collapse down and become a full-sized bed. We do need to get blankets and pillows and sheets for it if someone is going to stay here, but it is suitable for sleep. And actually, my first guest who's coming to sleep over is my friend Marjolaine and her boyfriend George. They're coming in December because the 2 of us are working on a secret project together, and they're gonna be staying in our second bedroom. And I'm so excited to see how this room fares as a bedroom because I would sleep in here. great. One other thing to call out, you're seeing on this side of the frame, it's a little bit empty right now, and that's because right here off to the side of the couch is where I tuck away my 2 softbox lights and also my ring light on the stand. And as we were decorating the wall, I wanted to make sure to remain aware of the fact that that is where my lights live. In our old apartment, I didn't like having the lights set up all the time in our bedroom, so I actually kept them in storage or I would break them down. But my problem is that when my lights are not up and assembled and ready to just plug into the wall and go, I'm not as tempted to shoot videos. It is so much easier and it actually makes the process of filming so much faster when my lights are ready to go, so I knew that this office space was going to be the place in the apartment where our lights were assembled and ready to shoot with 24/7. So even though it's not the prettiest thing, I do keep them tucked in this corner, which is why the wall is a little bit emptier over there. We also have this short end table next to the couch over here by the window. It's from All Modern, and because of the shape, it has this opening inside of it that's kind of hidden when you're looking at it from the top, so I sneakily tucked our weights in there. I used to use those weights more frequently when I was trying to build up my arm muscles. Can't say I've used them in quite a long time, but they're right there if I ever want to work out with them. Another thing I love about this office is that we got these city windows installed, so there's actually 2 panes of glass, which makes it a lot quieter in here than when there's 1 pane of glass. And I've been using this front pane of glass to kind of write on with the dry erase marker. Sometimes I'll write my to-do list, but right now what you're seeing is some friends and family that have come by and just written little notes on it. And that is a closer look at our office space. I really hope you love it in here as much as I do. Please comment below if you have any design suggestions or inspiration ideas. We are always changing this place up. That's just kind of how we roll. My mom comes over and the next thing you know, the whole shelves are different. So definitely let us know if you have any ideas for any aspect of the room, especially for the carpet. I really would love your suggestions on that. And I hope that this inspires you to take one place in your home and just make it yours. The real reason why I wanted this space and also why I wanted it to be so colorful and vibrant is because being in a space like this inspires me. It pushes me to come up with new creative ideas. It gets me in the mood to sit here and film these videos because the background is so beautiful and fun to look at. It's very important for the space around me and the environment to yell creativity and fun. Thank you so much for coming back to my YouTube channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and if you want more apartment content, and comment below to let me know what else you want to see on this channel. See you next time.